Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It is Melissa, Evidential Medium and Master Instructor with Integrated Energy Therapy. And so, how are you all? It is Tuesday. I'm planning on going live for Tuesday Tarot later this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If that changes, just because I have a very jam-packed day and I don't want to show up like not energetically in the right space. So if I'm not able to, we'll just postpone it until Thursday, but I'm not planning on that yet. So stay tuned. There'll definitely be information on my Facebook page if that should change. But right now, I'm planning on being with you tonight at 7 p.m. for Tuesday Tarot. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, everyone. Good morning for those of you watching on the replay. Thank you for being here. Remember, liking my Facebook page, subscribing to my YouTube channel, liking any videos, any, memes, anything, interacting, commenting, adding your energy to the group. Really, really important, because what that does is it does inform these kind of daily general readings. It informs Tuesday Tarot. It informs the monthly new moon and full moon pick a cards. Like you add your energy to the group. So if you're someone that's like, maybe financially not in a place where you could work with me one-on-one, that's okay. You can always go to my YouTube channel. I have all kinds of videos on healing and teaching. You can always, stay with me here on Facebook for my lives. And then, hopefully progress into working one-on-one or joining my community and working with me monthly. So lots of options for working with me, especially if you're someone that's like, feels like that financial crunch or pinch. I mean, when I started my awakening journey, I absolutely was in that boat. I mean, gosh, I was, unemployed, living on my mother's couch in a 1-bedroom apartment for 3 of us. So I get it. I get that sometimes we're not in a financial place, right? So that's why I have so much free content on my YouTube channel, whether it's listening to consciousness conversations, whether it's going to the healing and teaching playlist, watching the daily guidance every day, whatever. So welcome. So definitely please like, subscribe, and hashtag replay if you're seeing this on the replay, because again, that connects you in. Good morning, Jen. Hello, congratulations. So for some of you, maybe you didn't see yesterday, I actually took kind of a social media break over the weekend. And so I'm just kind of catching up today with some happenings in different people's lives. So for those of you who thought, I wasn't commenting, I wasn't seeing because I was taking a break, but just know that my energy is with you, my love is with you. But sometimes we just have to step back for ourselves and kind of get ourselves in the right place so that we can come to every situation from that place of love. And sometimes we have to take that time in which to do that. So one of the things that I've been doing this past couple of years is the integrative energy therapy, which is a beautiful healing modality. The 9 archangels come into it, to the session. They transform those traumas and dramas, those issues in your tissues, and they do all the work. But one of the things that I get asked a lot is, how does it work? How do they do that, right? And so I've been reading the Dolores Cannon books, and I'm reading Convoluted Universe Book 3. I actually just started with Book 2. This is my only second book of reading of hers. I haven't done like all the other ones. I don't know if I'll do many more. Who knows? Who knows? I didn't know that after Convoluted 2, I would do Convoluted 3. So we'll see. But as I was reading last night, I was like, oh my gosh, there's my answer. So this is from Dolores Cannon's writing. And she talks about, they talk about energy healing. They talk about hands-on energy healing. And this was the answer. I know I can request assistance in healing, but I don't really know how to go about this. So this is a simplistic answer, is what she says. The self-discovery method requires a much more detailed understanding of your own present history within this vehicle. So what I want to get to is this. Complexity is not necessary. And I'm paraphrasing a little bit, just to kind of speed this along a little. But it's sufficient to recognize that there are blocks and request that they be dissolved by mental request or visualization of the block being dissolved, even without knowing what the block is. And that's what I'm really loving about IET, is sometimes we don't know what the block is. Like, I had a huge resentment block that I didn't recognize as a resentment block. I didn't recognize I was holding on to resentment. I definitely recognized I was holding on to abandonment. I definitely recognized I was holding on to anger, or like not being able to get out of my own way, but I didn't know what that was. It was resentment, right? So this is the part that we have to do. So here it is. If you believe the blocks can be dissolved without bothering to understand how they got there, this would suffice for most people. So you don't have to understand how it happened. Like, and for some people, they don't remember. They don't remember the abuse. They don't remember, what kind of caused the block. And sometimes they can't pinpoint. Maybe there's a lot of things and they just don't know which one it is, and that's okay. But absolutely, all you have to bring is, as you remember, what you believe is what makes the difference. And so for many people, who come and they're like, how does this work? It's gonna work. All you have to do is bring that one thing, that faith and belief that the angels are here and that what you're asking to be transformed, that intention that we set, is gonna make all the difference. And then she also goes on to talk about long distance healing. So, and I thought this was really appropriate because I do like 90% of my sessions for IET are long distance, right? I'm doing them. I mean, my last testimonial, if you guys saw that, was from Guam. So yeah, we're doing this long distance, right? Healing from one person to another, seemingly long distance and recognized as long distance by time-space reckoning, is, in fact, a short distance. The healer gets in touch with the energy of the entity which is being healed, so that the client or the person, right? The ability of the healer to expand their aura, to reach out and touch the other individual, allows a hookup over what seems to be time and space, so that the same kind of healing can occur as occurs with the actual physical laying on of hands or touching auras with someone in the same proximity. So I love this. She's totally validating what we feel in an IET session, whether you're the practitioner or whether you're the receiver. Some particularly receptive individuals are willing to let down their particular protective barriers and allow a cross feed into their energy field from another individual who is equally able to let down their barriers to send the energy out. So there it is. That's the transference of energy, whether you're getting distance Reiki, distance IET, any distant modality. I mean, she's outlining it right here, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. In such a way that the energy itself seems to have a kind of mind and intelligence of its own, which it does. And it simply seeks out the problem areas and dissolves them, removes blocks, and allows them to regain their own healthy condition. Boom. Mic drop. So for those of you who are like, does it work? Is anything going to happen? I'm going to tell you that in each distant session, everybody has their own unique experience. And there's a gambit, right? A whole cross section of ways in which people are impacted, right? So some people feel like physical touch of the angels, or my own energy on their energy. That's distant and in person. Some people get emotional because they feel those emotions being kicked up, right? Lots of different things. But what I will tell you is, when I read that, I was like, oh, I have an answer. How does this work? Well, this is how it works. The energy, the field, your aura, my aura, we're going to get together by setting the intention. As long as this is the one thing you have to believe, you have to bring to the table. One thing you have to bring to the table: a belief that it's going to work. So if you're someone who's had a session and you didn't completely believe, that could be why maybe your session wasn't as impactful as some of those who have had sessions where they've had major impact and you've heard about it and you've like, but why didn't I experience that, right? So it definitely matters the energy and intention that you bring to your session. So if you're someone who has had a session in the past, and maybe it wasn't as impactful, or you're ready to go to the next layer, just bring your faith. That's all we ask. Just bring your faith. So, all right. So that I wanted to share this morning because I just thought that was like, oh my gosh, there it is. There it is. There it is. All right. So, what has Spirit got for us today on Tuesday? On this beautiful Tuesday. It's going to be beautiful out. It's already beautiful out. I have an in-person IET session today. And so I've been getting my house ready, and I actually turned on the AC and stuff because my office is upstairs, and I came upstairs last night and I'm like, oh, it's a little stuffy. And I don't want it to be like warm and uncomfortable when the person is trying to have a session. So, and I'm sorry guys, my nose is like tickling. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm going to sneeze, I think. Sorry about that. Oh, you never really know what you're going to get with me, do you? You never really know what the live is going to be all about because it's live. And I don't edit because I would have to learn that. And I've tried, and it's very, I don't have like maybe the patience or the want to, right? Like, just like you have to believe in an energy session, like you have to want to learn something to learn it. And I don't really want to learn it. So, this one-man band is getting tired, honestly, of all the different roles, which is why I think when my website got hacked last week, it really did take me down to my knees because I thought, I can't, right? So I did get some help. And so I don't know, I maybe this year we'll be branching out and getting more help in different things. So yes, if you're watching on the replay, you get to see the sneeze and all the good stuff. Nothing's been left out. Okay, just like you were here on the live. I really like this, how this is starting already. So yes, if you want to book an IET session with me, you can just go to my website, guidance311.com or melissalwatkins.com, and the homepage at the bottom. And there's lots of good information there. Yeah. And also, for those of you, I do the mediumship readings also. So that is still very much part of my business. If you didn't get a chance to look at the pick a card for the new moon, and I know it kind of came out a day after the new moon happened, but we were still in the energy, and we still are in the energy of the new moon. So take a look at that. Those were 3 very different readings, and they were all very kind of, I want to say profound, like really good information. And for many of you, it will really validate what you've been feeling and not really understanding what you've been feeling. So take a look at that if you haven't had a chance to. Because it is time. It is time to look at things from a new perspective. And I feel like this hangman is coming in today for those of you who are not looking at situations from the past with clear lenses. I feel like for some of you, you're looking at those situations that are trying to come back from the perspective of the rose-colored lens. Kind of forgetting the pain and forgetting the heartache and why that didn't work out. So really, really important that anything that's trying to kind of resurface. And I feel like that's what this card is about, just because it's also in the past position. It came up in the past. So whatever the past position is, whatever the past situation is, really try to look at that from a very clear, full perspective, not the rose-colored, right? Forget the what they did wrong or why it didn't work out, but really, you got to do that. You got to look into that, because your beautiful heart and emotions want to shine through and maybe want to give someone a chance or hear someone out, where you got to be careful with that, because for some, they're genuinely coming back because there is this, I'm sorry, right? There is a remorse. There is a, I want to be better, do better. But for the majority, there is going to be, they're coming back because they now recognize your value, and they haven't really changed their value to you, but they're wanting you back because you were beneficial, you were helpful, you were loving, you were nurturing, you were giving, you were all the things, right? Open-hearted. And they took advantage of that in some way, or they didn't value it the way they should have. And so it's going to be really important that you look at this situation again from not just what they're saying or what the good part of that relationship or situation was, but why didn't it work? And is that changed? Has that changed? Because since they've been gone, right, you've been in a creative mode. You've been in a co-creation with the universe. You've been in a co-creation with your higher self to start to have relationship and situations in your life that will be valuable, that will value you, that will love you, that will nurture you, that will give back to you. And you're now creating this life for yourself that the person trying or situation trying to come back wants a part of, right? They want a part of that the thing that's working out for you, the thing that's starting to bloom or blossom, the thing that you're creating. And you are going to take off, and you are going to have a new beginning, and you are creating safety and stability for yourself, and you are creating opportunities and resource for yourself. You are creating all the things that are going to lead you into what it is you do want. But anybody coming back or situation that's trying to come back, for some of you, I'm getting kind of this like employer situation where you've got a boss reaching out going, oh, please come back. And it's like, well, yeah, but the reason I left was because you couldn't give me what I needed, or you weren't supporting me in the way that right? So whether this is relationship or job, however this resonates for you, like, be very careful that the person coming back now trying to get into your good spot, right? Like, you've gotten into a sweet spot, right? So for some of you, you have manifested. For some of you, you do have the better job. You do have the more money. You do have the more stability. You do have the dream, right? Or you're beginning to step into that. And so anybody trying to kind of encroach on that or come back into that, no matter how much you cared about them or wanted them at that time, like, try to take off those rose-colored glasses and not look at hindsight through the lens of the rose-colored glasses, but through the clarity of, why it didn't work out, what was the real issue. Because sometimes when we leave a situation or we break up, right, it's the thing that broke the camel's back, but it wasn't the big thing, right? And so now that you've gotten perspective and clarity on it, it's like you can now look and see. Look at that bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is a dead situation. You're dead done over it. What they're coming back with is nothing new. They're coming back because you're now taking off. You're doing well. You're in safety and stability. You're in co-creation. You're really starting to manifest and live your best life, and maybe even meet someone new, right? But you're dead done over it. So whatever is trying to come back, whatever the situation is, bottom of the deck, there it is. There's your answer. Should it? Be careful. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not ever going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but here it is, Ten of Swords. Be very, very, very careful. Be very, very, very careful. All right, so let's get more. Let's get some more information for this. Let's get some information for this. I almost want to get one of these. Yeah, let's see what's going on. Let's dig into this. Good morning, Johanna. Good morning. So I'm going to use the Wild Harmonic Oracle. Wow, that was crazy. I looked at the bottom of the deck. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that answers that. Okay. I really like this picture. I'm actually going to, I think, say something that I don't normally say. But I think I gotta. Okay. Okay, I found it. Okay. So I'm going to say what I don't normally say, and then I'll read what this card is actually about. But look at this. We have the Empress birthing, right? Creating something new. And then we have these little footprints. So for somebody, I feel like there may be a pregnancy or a child coming into your life unexpectedly. So for some of you, you might be meeting someone who maybe has children. For some of you, this could be pregnancy. So if you don't want that, I would say be very intentional about preventing it. Yeah, so be careful with that. So I feel like there's definitely like that kind of energy. So if that's not something you're looking for, forewarned is forearmed, right? So this card is the Earth of Dimensional. As Earth energies ascend to touch the dimensional expanse, they remind the expanse of possibility to stay grounded in and choose the simplicity of the sacredness of existence. So the intentional resonance, cultivating that which is good and learning to generate that which I seek. This card reminds me, not only can I find sacredness in people, places, and things, I can also learn to create it by both bringing it with me and choosing to see it where I am. As I create anything, it is an expression of where I am coming from. How I see anything is an expression of where I am coming from. To create where I am coming from will change where I am at, where I am going, and what I create. So the question you have to ask yourself here is, what can I do to cultivate the sacred or other virtue in my life? So what I really feel like with this card is the energy that you bring to it, right? Whatever energy you're bringing to it is what you're cultivating. So if you're bringing fear, you're cultivating fear. If you're bringing love, you're cultivating love. Oh, congratulations, Lisa. So this is where, be very intentional with your energy as you're co-creating so that you can co-create what you do want and have the blessings that you do want in the way that you want them, right? Because our energy is always informing what we're bringing into our experience. So if we're staying in the energy of fear, then we're going to bring in more fear-based situations that will cause fear, right? So, so today, really kind of step back and look at what is the energy that I'm bringing to the situation. So if you're, maybe meeting up with somebody or having a conversation with somebody from the past, and it's like, am I giving them purchase because I'm letting them think they have because they have my attention, like they have a way in, or there might be a opportunity here? So I would say very, very clear boundaries is what I think I'm picking up here. Yeah, very clear boundaries. Okay. So let's get a Stargate Astro Oracle, just because these energies. I don't know if you guys watch the Shuman Resonance, but yeah, if you've not checked out Amanda Ellis's latest video about the Shuman Resonance and the energies, I would take a look at it. She does a really good job of talking about the frequency really raising and changing. So if you don't follow Amanda Ellis, I would encourage you to, honestly. She's doing really, really good work. But for us, What do these, oh, and I got 2. Yeah, look at that. All those chakras, 12th house, introspection. Yeah. I would really look at grounding today and doing maybe a chakra clearing meditation. I've actually already thought, I was sitting and having my cup of tea in quietness this morning, just kind of tuning in and recalibrating my own energy. And the first thing I heard was like, go out and sit and really meditate today out on the ground. So I'm actually going to go and do that later this afternoon when I have a minute, because I have a jam-packed day. So yeah, wherever you're feeling out of center or out of balance or out of whack energetically, especially with all this Shuman resonance and energy that's out there right now, and planetary alignments that are bringing things back. Some, will be a person showing up, and for some, it'll just be the emotion of it, right? For another layer of releasing it, right? So yeah, I would say really take some time to give your energetic field some loving today, right? Whether it's a chakra clearing meditation or quiet time, salt bath, getting out in nature, getting out by water, whatever it is. And for those of you in my community, I actually dropped guided meditations yesterday for you. And one of them is a chakra clearing meditation. One is a self-love meditation. So lots of options there in my community if you're part of my online community. So there's that. All right. And then the second one that wanted to come out was Capricorn, and it's achieve. And I really feel like it's going back to this co-creating, right? So where you're not achieving, maybe you have ideas, maybe you've been inspired to do things and you really haven't taken a step. I would say this is a really great sign, if you're looking for one, to take a step. So, if you've been wanting to take that webinar, if you've been wanting to read that book, if you've been wanting to network with that person, reach out to somebody who you feel like might be able to help you in whatever you're trying to co-create, right? I feel like this is your sign to do that. So Capricorn energy is very much the worker bee, and I can attest to that. I have a Capricorn rising, and I almost don't feel okay if I don't do some type of work in a day, right? I'm always working. So I have to be very careful to make sure that I'm also playing. I'm also having joy. Which is why I think this weekend I had to step away from social media. I had to consciously, intentionally relax because as a Capricorn, that's really hard for me to do. So, but I do feel like this is a sign for those of you who are like, should I start that? Should I do this? Should I go in that direction? It's time. It's time to achieve. It's time to achieve. All right. So yes, later today. Right now I'm planning on doing Tuesday Tarot. If you didn't see the beginning of this video, I did say kind of stay watchful on my page because I may have to energetically shift it to Tuesday Tarot on Thursday this week, just because I do have a jam-packed day. But if I'm feeling good later, I will absolutely be here with you. But if I can't, that's okay. We'll just reschedule. And if you're looking to work with me one-on-one, you can do it in a couple of different ways. If you want to do it monthly, because that's maybe more budget friendly, look into my community on my website, where we have a beautiful group where we can engage with each other. And then you also get the steps of what you need for your ascension process. So there's steps right now for meditating, because that is the foundation. If you've taken any class with me, if you've done any work with me, I totally talk about that foundational step. And then there's also the 3 monthly meetings that you get for free, which are very different. One is a channeling from my guides about what we could expect in that month. One is a coaching call, which is mini readings and in ways for you to ask your personal questions about what you're going through or experiencing. And then the third one is a guided meditation and a healing. So, if you're someone that is really thinking that, doing IET with me or having a session with me is not, budget friendly for you, then we have the group, the community, where there's healing in built in, right? But if you're someone that's really ready for an IET journey, I do have packages. So there is deep discounts for 3, 6, and 12 packages where you commit to your healing and your journey and really diving deep. And the only thing you have to bring is belief. You just have to believe that they're here, that we're doing the work, that you're transforming those traumas and dramas. So whether you're dealing, in any kind of addiction, whether you're dealing in any kind of abuse, whether you're dealing in self-loathing, self-harm, we dive deep. We don't do little stuff in IET. We do the big stuff. It's profound. So if this is something you're ready to step into, yeah, I'm ready to work with you. I'm very excited to work with you because I love watching the progression and the transformation. And so check out the testimonials because they're pretty profound. This is work that will change your life. So if you're trying to manifest and co-create and it's really not working, that blockage is what's keeping you from doing it. And we can break that blockage. We can overcome that blockage together. And the angels. I do nothing. I facilitate. They come in and it's beautiful. So, yeah. So if you want to know what a session looks like, that is outlined on my website on the homepage. So you get the session, and then a week later, we do a 20-minute debrief. I do send you a detailed email about what I experienced and what the intention we set. And then a week later, we get to talk about kind of what you've been feeling since the session and what you're experiencing. So it's beautiful. Good morning, Cynthia. No worries. You can watch the replay, honey. All right, guys, I have a meeting that I have coming up. I'm really excited about because, again, I'm always doing my own professional development. So I've got a one-on-one meeting with a mentor that's been helping, is going to help me move forward in my business. So if you want to be a part of all of this that I got going on, guys, get over there to my website and check it out. All right. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. And we'll talk soon. Enjoy your Tuesday.